transformative educational experiences through technology in the classroom. She has over 15 years of experience as a teacher, teacher trainer, curriculum and assessment designer, working with technology in the classroom, both in the public and private sector. So, ma'am has rich experience, and definitely you are going to learn a lot in this session as well. And we really hope that we have kept so many sessions on AI. So definitely all of you will be motivated to use AI finally after this workshop and during this workshop as well. So welcome, ma'am, and good evening. And now the session is over to you.
All right, thank you so much for the introduction. Hi, everybody. I joined a little earlier, so I had seen that all of you were going through some AI tools, and it can be overwhelming to, absorb so much in the limited time that you all have. My suggestion here would be that take a note of all the apps, okay, and explore them in your own time and see what works for you. Just because it exists doesn't mean you have to use them, right? But it's important to be aware, and I'm grateful for NCRT to NCRT for inviting me for this. And today, what I'm going to introduce you is to Gemini, which is Google's AI tool, right? Is my screen visible? Right?
Yes.
All right, let's just do this. I don't even have to ask all of you, your basic questions of AI is all around us, but let's try and keep this called interactive, as interactive as we can. Why don't in the chat drop a few messages on, tell me what are some of those places where you see AI every day? Where is it? Even before anybody started talking about AI, where did you start noticing that AI existed around us? Send me some answers in the chat. Let's hear you out. Where do you think, bookings? Yes, absolutely. Bookings, phone, TVs, yes, WhatsApp, absolutely. Where else? Even before Chat GPT happened or anything else happened, where did you see AI? First thing in the morning, you open your phones, you unlock with your face recognition is AI, right? You're on YouTube, you watch a video, and then you get the recommendation for the next videos. That's AI. You're on Google, you're searching for, Indian clothes for the upcoming season, from a brand, and then you get 20 more suggestions. That's AI. AI is already, it's existed around our lives subtly, but now it's pretty much in our face. It's available here for us to actively engage with, right? We've been dealing with AI for the longest time. Some of these things you've already said. I don't even have to say it while listening to music, while navigating maps. How many of you have used maps? It's been AI all around, which tells you where to go, how to find a way, whether or not you can reach this, turn around, etc. Right? Now with Google, we've been doing AI, we've been putting AI into practice for the longest time. Do you all remember the time when you were working on Google Docs and a suggestion would pop up that next word could be this? Or when you were working with formulas, a suggestion of the next formula would come up, right? All of that was AI. Or when you're in your Gmail and malware is blocked for it to reach to you, that is also AI. Speech to text, spelling suggestions, grammar suggestions, all of that, it's been around us. But for the last 2 to 3 years now, we have been given an opportunity to actively interact with AI and make it our assistant, or and use it in the fashion that we would like to use. So yes, Google's also one of the front runners in introducing AI in education specifically, and this is something I really like reading. Is And I've been a teacher, like Shweta had read about it, so I can tell you this, and this is coming from a fellow educator as well, that it can never replace our expertise, our knowledge, and the creativity we hold, but it can definitely be a helpful tool in enhancing and enriching work. We want to do personalized education. We want to give personalized feedback. There are so many repetitive tasks that takes our work, and we want to make sure that we have templates in place. Use AI for the kind of work that you feel enhances, the goal that you're trying to achieve. And Gemini. So Gemini is Google's AI. You can all, if you want, open this little site that I'm just going to put it in the chat because we're going to work together today. Okay, and I will stop whenever you tell me that okay, let's block it. And अब इससे ज़्यादा हम और accept नहीं कर पा रहे हैं. So this is gemini.google.com. Okay, and this is your brainstorming partner, your creativity partner. You want to write emails to designing assessments to designing web pages, generating images, video, all of that is possible, right? You've done a lot of video generation today, so I'm not going to get into it, but there are video generation tools available as well. One of the first things I'm going to do tell you is just keep this in mind. I'm not getting into prompting. I'm sure you would have done many courses on it, but I'm happy to support if you need more understanding. Today, when we do like an interactive session, just keep these 5 points in mind. Whenever you're designing a prompt, the more detailed that your prompt is, the more persona it has, the more clarity your prompt has, the better your results would be, right? So these are the 5 things. Just keep in mind when we're practicing today. It's okay to miss it completely because you will all, get these slides to practice later. These are the 3 things at least which should be added in a prompt while you're working with any kind of AI. I'm not talking about Gemini. I'm talking about in general when you deal with AI. Definitely give it a role to play, a clear task, and the tone you want it to maintain, right? And so let's do that. Let's start working. You all have Gemini with you. I'm going to open my Gemini right here. Let's start with something as basic as why don't you all design a lesson plan? Let's do that. Or maybe an assessment, whatever you'd like to be. Either design a lesson plan or a question paper. Think of the subject you teach. Think of what you are going to help your educators in the coming weeks. Start working on it and give me some of your prompts in the chat. How are you designing your prompt? And what do you want it to do? Let's take 2 to 3 minutes. Let's design some lesson plans ourselves or assessments, your choice completely. Give me some of the prompts that you're typing in the chat so that we can work towards on it. I gave an image of textbook page to Gemini to get points. It is giving out syllabus even though mentioned curriculum. So if you're working with syllabus and curriculum, if you're all aware of Google Classroom, you have a feature of Gemini in Classroom. Use that and use those specific gems. It'll give you specific answers to that. And also send us your prompt here. Tell us the prompt that you did. Maybe we can all work on the prompt together. Please provide an English worksheet for little class girl in class ninth. All right, amazing. Do you think we can all rework on this prompt? This is the prompt that's been given to us. Please provide. Ma'am, add a persona. Who is this person? Who is this AI that's designing for you? So you can always say act as an English teacher of grade 9 in a government school in India who's been teaching for 20 years. Design a worksheet on this particular chapter given an NCERT book. You can also add the book. Keep it simple. Give me only 5 questions. Make them MCQ. The more detailed your prompt is, the better answers you get. Again, all of you have been typing, please prepare a lesson plan. Who should prepare a lesson? Who's this persona? Whose persona do you want AI to replicate for you? So go and you'll see the difference. Now you've already designed a lesson plan, get into the details of adding a persona and task. And I am going to first show you some of the personas I have created. You can use any of these as your example and craft your prompts. Any of these areas you want to work with, some we've listed here. But if there's something specific you're working on in your workspace, you do that. You can pick that up. You don't have to necessarily do that. So my first is I want to design an academic planner. This is my prompt. I want AI, I want Gemini to act as an experienced instructional coach, professional development coordinator for K-12 schools in India. The AI is skilled in designing lesson plan, in designing engaging classroom practice. I want a comprehensive professional development calendar. I want these months to be included. It should be collaborative, and this is what I require. So the more defined your prompt is, the better answers you get. I have already done this today because we had limited time, so I didn't want to use time typing prompt. This is what the prompt is that we just discussed. And this is the response it gave me. And I can continue going further into designing this. I can export this to sheets and then further share it with my friends and colleagues to work on this. Right? It has November, December. These are the months that I've asked. So the more specific I went, the specific query, the result is what I got. Let me give this prompt to all of you in the chat as a reference so that for following prompts, you all can continue working on, this. One second. I'm just going to type my prompt in the here in the chat right here. All right. So now you have a sample of what it could look like. I am also going to show you some more. Now my next is what I want to do is this is something very simple I did. The next thing I want to do is I want to plan an annual science fair. Okay, and I want a web page to be created for it to be shared with parents and external. See, I am showing you a lot of these use cases. You have to personalize those and say, oh, so I need to create a web page for this particular topic. I'll give you an example. I just met a grade 8 science teacher a few days ago. What she did, she created a web page of by adding answer sheets of all her students in Gemini, and she asked it to create a web page of all the common errors everybody had done and some good practices from the papers. She created a web page out of that, gave it to students to use that as reference resource material. I'm just showing you the power of the tool. Use cases are yours to make, right? Let me show you one of those. So this is my use case at the moment. This is what I want to do. I want to create a web page for a career science fair, sort of a creators fair that's happening in my school, which is in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. And these are the details I want to be, added there. Now, let's go here, and I'm right here. And this is what this is what I had asked it to do. And my web page has been created. Let me share this with all of you so that you can all view it, in your own space. One second. And if you want, we can do some of this together as well. Think of a chapter you're working on and where do you want to use it? I've just shared a link in the chat. Use that link and see, what you're able to, what does the visual looks like? Okay, I've just gotten an input from someone in the chat, and this is what it looks like. Great. Thank you so much for sharing this, a question paper in different language. Okay, beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. I absolutely love how active you all are in terms of interaction. So this is what I've done. And if you see here, and let me show you this page right away. Give me one second. Okay, let's see what this page really looks like, so that we can see what it's done for us. I've already shown you the prompt that I've worked on. All right, this is what we wanted. We wanted a creators fair 2025. Event details are right here. Rules and guidelines, project categories, ready to event, contact the event coordinator. So now think of how do you want to use this as a resource in your classroom, whether it's for a subject, whether it's for introducing a topic, or just for, for research maybe. Maybe that's where you want to take it, right? Now let's look at our next, use case. Now, deep research. Now, deep research is a very interesting, area which I at least have really enjoyed. What you need to do is, and I'll give this to all of you. Wait, let me just give this prompt to all of you, and I'll show you also how to work on it. When you're in the chat, all you have to do in this Gemini, go to new chat. Okay, post this and choose the tool you want to work with. Whether it's deep research, you want to create images, you want Canvas, or do you want guided learning? I want deeper research on this analysis of NCF shifts in multidisciplinary studies. So I wanted to give me different kinds of resources and give me a full study material on this. Okay, I'm going to also drop this in the chat so that you can also try it on your own. Right, it takes a few seconds to generate the results. See, so what it's done for me is it's given me analysis of the websites it's going to take, the resources it's going to use, and what all areas it's going to work on. Right? I think I'm okay with it. I don't want to edit it. I can just start the research. Now, this step can take a few seconds, so I'm going to directly take you to what I had created. Let's go to this. This is what it had created for me right here. And if I scroll down, do you see this? It's given me all the sources that have been used in the report to create it. Now imagine you dealing with a new concept like AI or any other, concept that has gone through changes. Now you want to give that as reading material to your students, especially for senior grades. All you need to do is take up some of your resources that you've created, give AI the right kind of prompt, choose deep research, create something and give it to students as a comprehension activity. Right, this could be done for multiple subjects and different cases that you're working on. Once you've reached here and you have your research done, it also tells you sources read but not used in the report. You can go to this create section, create a web page, infographic, and quiz. I already have a web page, so I'll show you that. Let us also create a quiz. Okay, let's see what it creates for us. It can take a few seconds, so let it take that time. uh, Till then, let's see this. Oh, sorry. Right, we're right here. This is what it had created for us. And right now it's crafting questions. This can take a few seconds. Right. If you see, it's going to tell us how many questions it's going to build for us. At the moment, it's designed 3 questions. And I'm assuming it'll give us a few questions, on this for everybody to test themselves. And I'm happy to share this with all of you to experience. Okay, I have 9 questions, 10 questions. Okay, let's see. All right, we have 10 questions, and I'm going to share this link with all of you. So, like I said initially, think of the role you want AI to take for you. Do you want it to write emails for you? Do you want it to actually become your creative brainstorming partner? Do you want it to enhance the work that you've all been doing and add layers to it? Where do you want to fit AI? Is important, right? So I've just shared a link. Open that link and see what the assessment looks like, what that quiz really looks like. I'll see if it open. Yeah, it's opening for me as well. It'll open for everybody. And I can now attempt this quiz on my own, right? Okay, so what happens when I give a right answer or a wrong answer? It shows me that. Now, let's say you want to change this and you want to give a different kind of instruction to, here and say every time you can play around with this now. Okay, I've given you modules, you can play around with this. Every time a child gets a wrong answer, give them a hint, okay, or give them 2 more tries to attempt that question. So I'm right here before without even doing it. I had this. Now let's go to next, and I'm again going absolutely random. Let's see where we reach. Okay, so that was correct answer according to and I'm just choosing random answers to show you what it would look like towards the end. With every correct incorrect answer, it'll tell you what was right and what wasn't. You see that it shows you that why this was right and why this was wrong. All right, so this is my score. Right, so imagine creating these for students, and allowing them to test their own understanding in their own time. Right, canvas format, sure, I can do that. Can we make Google Forms? Yes, you can. You can go into Classroom and do it, and I'll just show that to you as well. Just allow me time to do that. All right, now another thing I want to show all of you is a feature called as gems. Now, remember when I told you that when you are working with AI, you need to define its persona, you need to define what do you want it to achieve for you, right? What Google has done with Gemini, it's also created something called as gems. So when you go on these three lines to expand menu, this is where you'll find gems. A lot of pre-created personas exist here. You can use any one of these, or you can create your own gems also. You want a lesson plan creating gem, you want a gem that does question analysis with you, paper analysis with you, you can do all of that as well. Let me show you a pre-created gem, which is a storybook. Okay, I have a story created. Again, if you want, you can type and figure out the kind of story you want to design. Think of a topic that your children are today struggling with, and you want to make it easy for them. Or maybe bullying is something that you're dealing with. Nightmares is something you're dealing with. With different phases of development comes different challenges. Maybe you want to, deal with something like this. I already have something created, so I'm going to show you that. And the story is available for me. Okay, so what I want it to be full screen. Can you all hear the audio? So this entire story has been created by these gems. Okay, and you can share this externally as well. It can also be downloaded, it can also be shared externally. Right? There are so many things we would love to teach our children using, a particular, story. And this is where this comes handy. But you'll also see other gems are also, available here. You can also create your new gem. You can name it. Okay, let's name it lesson plan generator. Okay, creates lesson plans for um, science grades 6 to 8. Okay. Now this is what it's going to do for me. My instructions are: you are a seasoned science teacher who has been who teaches in a CBSE school in India for the last 20 years. You have extensively worked on inquiry-based learning and assessments. Okay, so this is the instruction I've given, but I want to make sure more goes into it. So I'm going to use Gemini to rewrite this for me and give me more details. Oops, let's do undo. You have extensively worked on inquiry-based learning and assessments. Um, you always create 40 minutes plan uh, and adhere to uh, NEP 2020 guidelines. Okay. And then what you do is, I hope it works this time. 40 minutes plan. And let's see if it gives it to us this time. Otherwise, yeah, right. So what it's done for me, what Gemini has done for me, I gave short instructions. It's elaborated this for me. Now I had mentioned 6 to 8. It's mentioned 6 to 9, so I'm going to change it to 6 to 8. It wants to focus on thinking skills and critical inquiry. I also want to add real life application, all of that, and behavior, etc., etc. All of this is here. I'm good with this. You can also add chapters from NCERT, links here. If you've created something of your own, you can do that, but I'm good with this. So what I'm going to now do is, this is now a pre-created gem. It will always take the role of a lesson plan generator. So I want create plan activity on photosynthesis for grade 6 and a class of 30 students. Let's see what it gives to me. See, It's still creating, it's still generating. It's created a lesson plan for me for 40 minutes. That's what we wanted. It's broken it down to many concepts, and it's given me multiple things that I can do in the class now, right? So whether you want to analyze papers, whether you want to do, something, you want to maybe just generate emails, you want to create a template. One of my teacher, she's a math HOD in Delhi. What she does is she needs to do a lot of email communication. She's created a gem for this. So all her emails, she sends it there and gives them a context, and it generates email. I have another history teacher who uses this for inquiry based learning. So it's completely up to you on the role you want, AI to take for you. Moving on, let's do something fun as well. Let's create. I have, create an image. Has anybody heard of Nano Banana, the new tool here? Okay, let's create an image. Okay, create an image of few Indian students in a classroom, a mix of girls and boys studying maths using teaching learning material, teaching tools, show a teacher actively engaged with students. Let students have um, laptop in their hand. In their hand. That's it. It's creating images. It can take a few minutes. Sometimes you want specific images. It can also edit. You can also upload an image and ask it to make changes also. Here you go. Right, so very contextualized and absolutely available to you for making it on your own. Let me see if I have an image downloaded with me. I will just show you how can you also edit images. Me, or let's I'll just download an image. Just give me 1 second, and I'll take up questions right after this, of course. A cat with a blue hat. So I'm just randomly taking image of a cat who who's wearing a blue cat. Sorry, a blue hat. Cat. Okay. Let's do that. Let's upload file. Okay. Change the color of the hat to red and make the cat wear a yellow muffler. Scarf. Let's make it scarf. All right. While it does that, I will also show you some more features and go through the questions that you have. You'd all ask me about, okay, let's just see this quickly. Here you go. I have my cat with a red hat and a yellow scarf, right? Okay, I can see a lot of you are, sharing your examples also. That is so good. It's so encouraging to see the work you're all doing with me. And I'll try and show some of your work here on the screen. Please click on the links your colleagues are, sharing. Someone's just shared this. Okay, great. These are lesson plans in a different language. Excellent. And you always have this option to export to sheets. You can be very clear with the instructions and say plan, an activity in a table format so that you can take it or plan a rubric, right? Thank you for sharing this, whoever had done this. Let me show you something. Are you all aware of Google Classroom? How many of you have used Google Classroom or are using it within your states? If you already have Google Classroom within your domain, I want to show you something. You can take all of these back to gemini.google.com also, but it's far more convenient to work in, Classroom. When you log into your Classroom, and if you already have it, you will see Gemini is now a part of all our SKUs, whether you're on fundamentals or you're on the highest skill. And here are 35 plus tools that are available to you that you can use in your lesson planning. in drafting projects, generating quiz. Somebody had asked, can you generate a Google form? If you're in classroom and using Gemini, yes, you can generate a Google form. You can create vocabulary list. If you don't have this, you can still continue to do a lot of this in the Gemini app, as well. Let me just show you that. Sorry, not here. For example, creating a vocabulary list. Create a vocabulary list for grade 6. I'm going to stick to photosynthesis, but feel free to try this for any subject. Photosynthesis, the students are facing difficulty learning difficult and new words. Keep the list to 20 words. I also want to give it a role. So you are a science teacher for grade 6 in a government school in India. Okay, so I'm going to use Canvas here because I want it to be created in a certain manner so that I can share it with the class. Let it create a list of words for us. So think of the challenge you're trying to solve for your students. It's right here. It's created these words for me with images. I can take this directly to the class, or I can create an infographic of web page. It's completely up to you. I'm creating a web page. You can create an infographic and share that with your students to learn. You can also here, after creating, say that you want to add 5 questions, simple questions on the new words learned, so that children can test their, assessment. Yes, I'll just show you videos as well. I thought you've learned so much about videos today that you don't want to see another app which can do tool that can do videos. But yes, I'm happy to show you this. It does its coding first and then it gives you the final products. This can take a few seconds. So while this happens and while it comes up, let me show you this. So we have Google Vids that exists. And in Google Vids, in fact, you can create your own videos using templates, using Veo, etc. So this is something I have created beforehand. So I'm showing you, like I said, we only have that much time today. So I'm unable to do everything. But what I did here, I took a topic and I recorded myself. But you can always not record yourself. You can take a pre-recorded version as well. Is there no sound because I have my earphones on? That
Yes,
could
it
be the
is not
reason. Okay.
audible.
Yeah, because I have my earphones on. Just give me 1 second. Let me take my earphones off and then you should be able to hear it. Audible now?
No, it is not audible. You can reshare and select the option of audio. While we share, there is a checkbox of share audio. So click on that while you reshare.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm very new to Zoom. So you'll have to help me and tell me what do I do when I share, what do you want me to do?
There is a checkbox where it says share audio. Can you see
On
that?
Zoom?
Only share audio is written. When you have to first of all stop sharing. Please stop sharing.
Okay. Okay, now
Now
let's share
reshare it.
again.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'm
So
sharing my
then,
entire screen, so then that should not
yes.
be a
So
problem.
before clicking on share, you have selected your entire screen. Then there was a checkbox. You must have missed
Yeah, I
it.
ticked on that. I ticked on that.
Okay.
Okay, let's try again. I hope it works this time. Hello students, get ready for an exciting adventure
Audible?
as we learn about our
Yes.
amazing solar system. In this topic, you will be able to learn about the general structure of the solar system, including the planets and the sun. At the center of our solar system is a very special star called the sun. The sun is not a planet, it's a star. It gives us light and heat, which is essential for life on Earth. Now let's talk about the planets. A planet is a large, round object that orbits a star. Here's an overview of all the planets in our solar system. The 4 planets closest to the sun are called the inner planets. Mercury is the closest planet to the sun.
All right. I think you've seen.
Venus is known as
It's a 2-minute video. I don't want to take that kind of time. I'll show you another thing. So this, of course, this is a part of workspace, and comes as a different SKU. But let me show you some short videos that you can create, in Gemini as well. Okay, so I'm right here, and let's see if I have the tool. I've changed my login, so I hope it lets me create a video. Explain photosynthesis to grade 6 students in India. Okay, yeah, so I've changed my login, so that's why you're not able to see this. But with the help of VO in Gemini, you can create short 8-second videos. You can take those to Google Vids right here. Um, you can take it here. You can choose how you want to work on it. In fact, Shweta, Sunita ji, everybody is currently working on it and are trying to create videos that are more suitable for the kind of work that they are trying to achieve. But since we don't have enough time today, I'm not getting into this, but I'm happy to support anytime later we want to do this. And towards the end, let me go to slides. Just give me 1 second. Okay. So there is a prompt guide that I'll share with you here. It is also a part of the slide deck, so it will be shared with you. Use that. It has tons of different kinds of prompts that are available. I'll put it in the chat also right now, that you can practice on your own. Just remember, when you're dealing with AI, prompting is essential. So the more defined your prompt is, the better results you get. Any AI that you deal with has bias and hallucinations, which means it comes with errors and it confidently presents errors. So our role as educator is to ensure before any information goes out to students or to parents or within the ecosystem, we cross check it. Please remember, we have to make AI work, right? We have to give it direction and tell them this is what you become today for me, not the other way around. We have to control the inputs we give it. So make sure you always view what you're giving. There are also many AI certifications that are given. I'm sure you would have done so many by now, but in case you would like to, there is also this certification that is available by Google, which is available at no cost. You feel free to go through this, and I hope a lot of you try this and do share your experience with us. Right, I'm going to stop. Am I within the time? Did I exceed? If there are any questions, I'm happy to take those up.
Is there any query? Please ask participants if they have any query.
Right, I will just share. I am just going to share this with all of you. This is the link for certification. I will also share the prompt guide as well, so that you all can practice on your own. So Gemini.google.com, the one that I showed you, Gemini in Classroom is available to everybody at no cost. There is no cost to use all of this. There of course is a premium version, and that comes with charges, but other than that there is so much more that you can continue to explore on Gemini.google.com as well, right? If you want to generate a question paper on any topic, what kind of prompt? So depending on the kind of question paper you want to do. So let's say grade 6 photosynthesis. I will still go ahead with, and I will say that you're a teacher teaching grade 6 in XYZ school in India. You refer to NCERT books, and you want to create 10 MCQ questions. Which should always only have three options in the multiple choice, or it should have a combination of multiple choice or true and false. So be very clear of what you want. Also provide answers at the end so that it can be used for cross verifying. Gemini, ma'am. So Gemini.google.com, which I showed you and all of you were practicing with me, is available to you at no cost. Right? If you're in Google Classroom, if your states are using Classroom, if you have a domain idea, if your schools are using it, Gemini in Classroom is also available to you at no cost. We have somebody from AP. I hope, sir, you compare and you can let us know which is, what were your observations of, the differences between Gemini AI and Perplexity Pro. I'll be happy to hear those thoughts from you. Yes, all images and videos created are copyright free. I am just scrolling up to see if there are more questions. Which certifications I've already added.